So here you see what we're broadcasting. Well, you did it yesterday. So this one I'll just switch. I'm assuming you don't want to call. Okay. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. Oh, yeah. So if you have the volume, you can hear what Denise is saying.
Thanks.
Cool.
Oh, wait, nope. It's not filming yet. It's not filming yet. I have a camera, but it's on like the main one. It's not filming yet. Hi. Still not yet.
looking for the gift. I was looking for the GIF.
Please stop texting. I'm getting all those texts.
Yes, sir. Thanks for being here. Here you go. Come on, boys. In the
I don't think anybody's in there yet. Good morning. 7:07 here in sunny Clearwater. I assume it's sunny because it sure was dark when we rolled in the parking lot this morning before 6 a.m.
All right, I don't think our two mics are going to work.
What's going on over there?
It
You want me to go grab it off of you? Do you know where it is? I'll see it.
Sister, I see you. Sister, I miss you. Feels like you and I.
Oh, it's not working. Well, it's not, but every time I talk, it shuts off. Yeah.
You good?
Yep.
I can hear you fine over here. You can go wherever you want.
Oh, really?
It's just with the two. Or at least with like the music, it was like. A little lag on the Alyssa cam.
A little glitchy. So look at that. Look how they have to squeeze by that metal stanchion thing there.
It's like a giant hole in the middle.
All right, the Junior Canes have taken their bench, and the Wild is ready to take the ice as well. So the Wild has to enter their bench from the ice. I don't think there's enough room for them to squeeze by to get on the bench the other way. So they have to get on the ice to get to their bench. Refs are here. That's always a good sign this morning. So last night I was mistaken. The team last night, West Dundee, was an Illinois team, not a Michigan team.
Yeah, they're Chicago. We used to play them.
So sorry about that. Let me make sure to get it right this morning. This morning is the Houston Wild. I'm assuming Houston's like in Texas.
Houston, Tennessee.
I think there's a Houston, Florida.
Yay! Let's go, Canes!
All right, boys taking the ice for warm-ups. You did great.
Or maybe between periods or something? That way in case someone texts me.
Special shout out to our remote camera operator, Alyssa,
Turn it off when we do it.
sending the video to you from just outside the locker room as the boys made their way to the bench. 3 minutes of warm-ups here. The Houston Wild is rocking some green, red, and gold jerseys. Canes are wearing their white jerseys today. What do you think about these uniforms, Alyssa?
What?
What do you think about these green uniforms? Very Christmassy, green, red, and gold.
Very wildlife.
I'm not sure.
My uniform's still better.
I'm not digging the green. That's a lot of green.
That's a lot of passion.
Yeah.
Absolutely love the uniforms.
You like them?
No.
You don't like them either. Stand right in front of me for the end of the game. We score again. Come over here. Get a clear piece of glass And the best ones you're going to get, since we're standing in the corner, are when the boys are skating this way. You can kind of, this will zoom just a little bit. But if you hold the button down just part way, it'll focus. And then if you click, it'll take it. You can take as many as you want. There's like unlimited space on this little card. So just have fun with it. And if you want, I can get you the other lens that will really zoom in. But if they're skating down this way, it's kind of cool to get pictures of them as they're coming this way. Looks like they're going to give us 13-minute periods this morning. So we're down here in the corner on the far side of where the bench is. So starting lineups this morning. Can't see straight this morning. It's like Park, Aiden, and Ethan. Nolan and Rudy on defense to start. Wild has it in the middle. Into the zone off sides. Puck drop's going to be just outside of our zone, taken by Aiden. One over to Park. Park in the neutral zone. Enters the Wild zone up along the boards here in front of us. Aiden's got it in the middle, passes to Ethan. Ethan shoots. Goalie makes a glove save. Really nice opportunity there. Good passing, boys. Right positioning. Face-off will be down here in the Wild zone. Taken by Aiden. One over to the Wild in the corner. They bounce it off the boards, working it out of their zone. Nolan sends it back in off sides. Face off just outside the Wild zone in front of their bench. One back into the Wild zone. Park knocks it away from them. It's out of the zone in the neutral zone, trying to get it back in over the blue line, bouncing around in their feet. Wild pick it up. Out of the zone, just on the blue line there. Wild ship it over the blue line into our zone, heading towards the front of the net. Looked like Joel got a piece of that with his stick maybe. Still in our zone up to the blue line, up to the point. They send it back in on Joel, knocks it to the corner. Ethan's going after it. Ethan's got it on the boards. Wild send it back in deep. Picked up by Rudy down there low. And the Wild score. Kind of hard to see all the way down on that end of the ice exactly what happened there, but the Wild put it in, taking the early lead here, 1-0. So Bennett, Nick, and Logan are coming out. Andy and Hayden on defense. Wild have it in the neutral zone. In front of our bench, Nick's going after it. Back into the corner goes Hayden. Hayden and the Wild player go down. No calls there. Behind our net, Wild trying to wrap around, put it out front. Knocked to the side, picked up by Nick, and sent out of the zone. Wild pass it across the neutral zone. Dump it back into our zone on the blue line. They got a guy in the middle. Taken away by Bennett. Bennett skates it out of our zone. Knocked away by the Wild. Battling for it in the neutral zone again. Back into our zone. Deep in the corner. Logan's got it. Logan's going behind our net. Sends it around up the boards. The Wild is there. Wild pick it up. Knocked away by somebody. In the neutral zone. Bennett picks it up. Takes it into the Wild zone. Across the middle. Nick's got it. Nick's not able to get a whole stick on it to get a shot. Wild sends it around up the boards up to the blue line to Hayden. Hayden tried to send it back in deep, blocked by the Wild, and they're skating it out through the neutral zone into our zone. They're going to get a shot. Joel grabs it with his glove, holds on to it. 10:37 left here in the first period. The what? Yeah. They are kind of far down there today. going back down into the wild zone. Looks like we're going to have an icing call here. Nope, no icing. In the corner, David's got it. Try that. All right, right here in front of us, Wild have it behind their own net, trying to send it back out front to the boards. They're going to skate it out of their own zone through the neutral zone. Pass across into our zone. They're going to get a shot. Save Joel. Rebound is cleaned up. Picked up by David. David sends it over to Cole. Knocked away from Cole, but Will is there into the Wild zone. Wild send it back up to the blue line and out. Sebastian picks it up in the middle. Sebastian getting it over to Ollie in front of our boards, our bench, excuse me. Wild behind our net. Shot goes through the crease to the opposite corner. Up against the boards, David's going after it. Wild put it back across the middle. They send it towards the net, and it goes under Joel, making the score 2-0. Let's go, boys. Wake up this morning. Nolan and Rudy coming out on defense. David, Park, Aiden, and Ethan. Good job by Aiden to knock the Wild off the puck there. Goes out to the front of the net, picked up by Park. Park's going to skate it out of our zone, sends it through the neutral zone into the Wild zone right here in front of us. And we're going to get a whistle for icing. Going to go all the way back down into our zone with 8:49 left here in the first period. Canes are down 2 goals early this game. Face off down in our zone to the left of Joel. Taken by Aiden. I can tell by his skate laces. Bounce it around in the circle. Sent to the boards, trying to get it to Park. Out of the zone, it's coming all the way back down here in front of us. Here they come. Park's got it right here in front of us. Sends it across the crease, knocked away by the Wild. They pick it up on the side of the net to the boards. Ethan battling for it. Wild come out with it. They're going to send it up to the blue line. Nolan sends it back to Aiden. Aiden circling around, trying to head towards the net. Bouncing around in the Wild feet. Up against the boards, battling for it, up to Nolan on the blue line again. Nolan gives it back to Aiden. Aiden tries to send it back in deep. Wild have it. Up along the boards again, fighting for it. Park gets in there to help. Aiden picks it up. Knocked away by the Wild. Wild get control of it and skate it out of the zone. Through the neutral zone, back into our zone, up along the boards. Ollie sends it back up to Aiden on the blue line. Aiden out to Ethan in the middle. Still in the neutral zone, trying to get control of it. Ethan's got it. Knocked away by the Wild. Over to Park. Back to Ethan to Aiden. In the Wild zone, but Wild are going to get there first. Send it up. Nope, not out. Aiden grabs it. Bounce it around in the middle again. Holy cow. Wild gets it. Skates it out. Skating through the neutral zone. Pressure by Rudy and Ethan. Into our zone. Shot. Knocked down by Joel. Still loose. Off Joel again. Bouncing around out front. And bounces in the net, making the score 3-0. Let's go, boys. We're going to have to dig out of this hole. We find ourselves down 3 goals early this morning. Bennett, Logan, and Nick are out. Into the Wild zone. They send it right back out again. Picked up by Hayden, sent across the middle to Nick. Nick's got it, skates it into the Wild zone. They're keeping him wide. He drops it back to Logan. Logan sends it back here to Nick in the circle. Going to be picked up by Bennett right here in front of us. Wild pick it up. Send it out of the zone. We pop it back in off sides. 6:56 left here in the first period. It's time for a comeback. Face-off's going to be just outside the Wild zone. Be taken by Bennett. to Nick. Nick comes into the Wild zone, sends it towards the net. Wild push it to the boards. Bennett up against the boards, battling for it. Grabs it, looking to center it. He does, but the Wild is there. Logan's sends it towards the net. It was bouncing around in the crease. Wild clean it up. Bounces out to Logan. Logan takes a shot. Goes all the way through the goalie. He knocks it. Bennett trying to put it back out front again. To the side of the net right here in front of us. Up to the blue line. Held in by Andy. Andy sends it back into the middle. Bouncing around in their feet. Still in the zone. Logan sends it deep into the corner. Bennett's going after it. Bennett sends it up to Logan in the middle, comes out to Nick. Nick's heading towards the net, gets his stick lifted by the Wild, who send it to the boards. We're going to get a penalty here for hooking on the Wild. So we're going to go on a power play here. We need to take advantage of this extra man and get a goal in the net. Face-off's coming right down here in front of us. See if you can get Cole. Can you see Cole? Get a close up of that. Oh, he's in the way. Out to the middle. Wild send it up to the blue line. Ollie gets there to hold it in, sends it back in to Cole. Cole on the boards, trying to get it out the middle to Sebastian. Wild are going to send it out of the zone. Cole's going after it in the neutral zone, goes down, no calls. We pop it back in over the blue line. Wild sends it right back out. Send it across to David. David's going to enter the Wild zone. Get there, David. David sends a shot over to the side of the net, kind of goes behind to the opposite side. That's a good one. Out of the zone, 55 seconds left on our power play here. In the neutral zone, David picks it up. In the Wild zone again. David's got it. Shot. Save goalie. Rebound is loose on the side here. In the crease again. Knocked away by the Wild to the boards. Will grabs it on the board. Sends it back in deep to the corner here behind the Wild net. Sebastian's going to pick it up in the corner. Up to the blue line. Sends it back in deep. Watch out, ref. Behind the goal. David's got it, trying to put it out front again. Cole's there. Up to the blue line to Will. Will's looking. Sends it off the boards deep. Trying to get it to David. Goes behind the net. David's got it. Pushed off by the Wild. And they're going to send it out of the zone with 11 seconds left on the power play here. In the neutral zone, we try to dump it back in. Gets into the Wild speed as they're changing lines. They enter our zone. 2 seconds left on the power play. We're back 5-on-5 here. In the neutral zone, Wild have it. Into our zone. Offsides. Harder to see the offsides from down here in the corner. 4:22 left in the first. Canes down 3 goals. Face off just outside our zone, taken by Aiden. Aiden, Park, and Ethan out. Wild send it across the neutral zone. Pressure by Park. Shot in on Joel, but there was a whistle. That must have been another offside somehow because they're taking the face-off outside of our zone. Taken by Aiden. Wild have it in the middle. Enter our zone. Bouncing around on the blue line. They take it back in our zone again. Pressure by Rudy. Rudy and Nolan are out on defense. Rudy has it in the corner, sends it up the boards out of the zone. Wild are trying to clear the zone, so they send it across the neutral zone. Picked up by Aiden. Wild pick it up in the middle. They're skating back into our zone. They're going to take a shot. Knocked down by Joel. Nolan picks it up behind the net, sends it to the corner. Aiden trying to get there. Knocked away by Ethan. Wild take another shot towards the net. Doesn't get through. Blocked by Nolan. Bouncing around in the middle. Clear that out of the middle, boys. Nolan to the corner, fighting for it. Don't give up on it. Behind the net. 2 players go down. Nolan and Aiden are back there battling for it. Nolan comes out with it. Nolan is going to send it up to Park. On the blue line, out of our zone. Come back here and get it. Into the Wild zone right here in front of us. Wild pick it up, skate it behind their own net. Send it up the boards to the blue line, out of the zone. back into our zone, all the way down into the corner with just under 3 minutes left in the first period. Out into the neutral zone, Bennett's going after it. Knocked away from the Wild by Bennett, but to another player, they pick it up, send it across the neutral zone again, over the blue line into our zone, into the corner, pressure by Rudy. Behind our net, they put it out front, shot. Can't see. Bouncing around in the slot there. Get it out of the middle, boys. Wild send it deep into the corner with 2.5 left in the first. Send it into the middle again, shot. Saved by Joel. 2:20 left in the first. Oh, boys, we got to start getting some shots on the net here. Face off down in our zone to the right of Joel, taken by Bennett. To the boards in front of our bench, Wild send it deep into the corner. They're trying to put it out front again, taken away by someone in white. Logan skates out of our zone through the neutral zone, puts it across the middle to Nick. Nick gets a shot off to the left of the goalie, bouncing around in the crease to the right of the goalie, bouncing around to the left side of the goalie, up to the blue line, gets past Hayden through the neutral zone. Andy going back after it. Andy trying to circle back around. Andy sends it out of our zone. Wild take it back in. They're going to trying to stick handle it through the middle. Wild has it, shot. Deflected up to the left of Joel into the corner. Wild have it with 1:30 left here in the first period behind our net, trying to put it out front. I think that went off the side of the net. Into the corner, Nick's going after it. Bennett knocks it away. Wild tries to send it back in deep. Bouncing around on the boards here. Gracious. Up to the blue line, not out. They send it back in deep towards Joel. Bounces in on Joel, who grabs it and covers. 1:04 left in the first period here. This first period's going fast. Got a lot of work to do here. Face off down in our zone. To the left of Joel as we're looking down the ice. In the middle, knocked away by David. Clean it up out of the middle. Good job, Andy. Andy to David. Still in the zone. Wild take a shot into the opposite corner. Sebastian going after it. Bounces out of our zone. Picked up, sent across the neutral zone, trying to get it to Cole. Wild sends it back out into the neutral zone. Popped into the Wild zone for a second. They send it back out. Pressure by Cole in the neutral zone. Wild enters our zone, keeping them in the corner. Bounces out to Rudy. No, that's Cole. Cole sends it up and out of our zone. That's going to be icing. All the way back down here in the Wild zone for icing. So that's going to come all the way back down into our zone with 21.1 seconds left here in the first. Let's see. Cole, David, Sebastian. Ollie and Will, I think, on defense. No, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. That's way far away. I think that's Will. Face off to the right of Joel. In the corner, up along the boards, fighting for it is Ollie. Wild have it, trying to put it out front. Through the crease, I think. Into the opposite corner. 9 seconds. Fighting for it in the corner. Wild have it in the slot. Shot. Not able to get that shot off as time expires here in the first period. So players are going to go to their bench. Get a little pep talk from the coach. Get back in this game. How many viewers do we have this morning? Who's up early with us? Oh, we can't see that.
I might be able to. I don't want to mess it up. I could probably pull up the YouTube stream.
It's too close. Yeah, when they're down here this close, it's hard to use this lens on them. So that lens is better to get them when they're like around the blue line coming this way. That lens will work. But if they're too close, it's too much zoom.
Oh wait, they're on this side.
Yeah, so now they're going the opposite direction. All right, so to start this second period, Will and Ollie on defense. Aiden, Ethan, and Park. Wild pick it up off the face-off into our zone. Knocked away by Aiden. Ethan picks it up. Ethan trying to get it out of our zone. He does. Wild grab it in the middle. Ollie sends it to Ethan. Ethan trying to dump it into Wild zone, but it's bouncing around in the neutral zone. Picked up by Aiden. Aiden takes it into the Wild zone, trying to get a shot. Shot. Save goalie. Rebound is loose. Another shot. I think the goalie made another save there. Bounces out to Will up towards the blue line. Will sends it back deep. Wild is there on the boards in front of our bench. They skated up and out of the zone. Through the neutral zone. Into our zone. Ollie came back here to get it. Passes up to Ethan. Ethan loses the puck. Picked up by the Wild. To Ollie. Aiden. Aiden on the boards here in front of us. Sends it behind our net. To Park on the boards in front of the Wild bench. Park takes it out of the zone. In the neutral zone. Enters the Wild zone. Sends it across the middle to Ethan. Ethan sends it behind the net. Wild pick it up in the corner. Wild are skating it up and out of our zone. Out of their zone, excuse me. Enter our zone. And we get a whistle. Did they call it too many men on them? Looks like they called a too many men penalty on the Wild, so they're going to send one in the box. The coach is arguing about it. Like the ref's going to change his mind and be like, oh yeah, you're right. You're right, sorry. So we're going to get a minute 30 on a power play here. Got to take advantage of this one, boys. Nolan and Rudy on defense. Bennett, Nick, Logan. 11:39 left in the second period. We are down 3 goals. Nolan sends it towards the net. Doesn't get all the way through. Wild sent it out of our zone into the neutral zone. Picked up by Rudy. Rudy's going to dump it back into the Wild. I can hear the parents on the other end of the ring starting a Let's Go Canes chant. Logan battling forward in the corner. Bennett sends it across the middle. It's going to go all the way through to the opposite side. Nolan's got it. Nolan sends it back in deep. Bennett behind the net. Bennett tries to put it out front, blocked by the Wild. Logan takes a shot, save goalie, and he holds on to it. Little bit of extracurricular activities going on after that whistle. They're going to send both boys to the box, it looks like there. So they've got 2 in the box, we've got 1 in the box. So we're going to have a minute power play here still. Changing some lines here. Nolan and Rudy hanging out on defense. David, Cole, Sebastian. David, Cole, Sebastian. All right, so still 5-on-4 here. Face-off going to be taken by Cole down in the Wild zone to the right of the goalie. Bounces behind the net off the face-off. Wild send it to the boards. Nolan sends it back in deep. Wild pick it up behind their own net. Pressure that guy. Pressure by David. Got 3 guys back there fighting for it. To the corner. Wild send it up to the blue line. Jumps Nolan's stick out of the zone into the neutral zone. Knocked away by Rudy here. Good job, Rudy. Still in our zone. Shot. Save Joel. Rebound. Shot. Just put in. boys. Don't give up. Let's go. Get on your feet. Let's go. Wild put one in short-handed to take a 4-0 lead. 10:38 left here in the second period. Face off in the middle. Won by the Wild. Skated into our zone. Shot blocked by Hayden. Still in the zone. Held in on the blue line. Sent back in deep. Going to be behind our net. Picked up by Hayden. Hayden sends it up the blue line to David. Gets by David. Bounces through the neutral zone all the way back down into the Wild zone for icing. 7 seconds left on our power play. Face-off's going to come all the way back down here in front of us. Taken by Cole here. Get a close-up view. Bounce around in the circle back to Cole. Cole's going to take it out of our zone through the neutral zone. Back 5-on-5 here in the Wild zone. Wild trying to send it back up out of their zone. Skated across the blue line, pass it across the neutral zone. Hayden here on defense. Good job, Hayden. Hayden knocks it away and stops their momentum from coming into our zone. They were going to get a clear shot if Hayden hadn't been there to stop that momentum. Face off just outside of our zone. They definitely don't have the same pep that they had yesterday. Into our zone. Knocked away by Hayden again. Good job, Hayden. Hayden's having a nice little shift here. Into the neutral zone, back into the Wild zone, all the way back into the corner. Aiden's going after it. Aiden behind the net. 3 players go down in the corner there. No calls that I can see. Up to the blue line to Hayden. Hayden sends it in towards the net. Knocked down by a high stick by the Wild. Into the corner. Aiden trying to put it out front, blocked by the Wild. Again, off the side of the net, it's loose in the middle. Picked up by the Wild. They're going to skate it up out of their zone, through the neutral zone. Good job, Hayden. Hayden knocks it away again. Back here in the corner, Hayden's coming after it. Hayden sends it to Ethan on the boards. Ethan pops it out of the zone. In the neutral zone, Wild pick it up. They dump it back in. Offsides. Let's see. Lots of changes going on here. Will and Ollie are on defense. Park, Aiden, and Ethan. 9:02 left in the second. Canes down 4 goals. In the neutral zone, Wild come across the blue line. Offsides again. Face off outside of our zone. Let's see. Bennett, Logan, and Nick are coming out. So Nick's back out of the box, joins the party here. Bounces over the blue line into our zone, picked up by Will. Wild have it in the slot. They're going to shoot, and they're going to score. Get up, Joel. Stay in this game, Joel. Joel's down on the ice. The ref is out talking to him. He's not wanting to pop back up on the ice here. Stefan's heading out. So part of this game at this age is mental, and that's the hardest part of this game when you're this young, is keeping your head in the game. Our boys are having a chat center ice, hopefully talking some strategy, talking about how they're going to get us back in this game. We are down 5 goals, but we scored 10 in yesterday's game, so this is not an undoable comeback that we can make here.
Just bring it here.
Mic'd up. Not sure. Huh?
Fire alarm?
Pull the fire alarm.
Oh, yeah. We have another burned pizza.
Never too early for burned pizza.
Pizza.
What time is it anyways? 7. Just what I like to have my burnt pizza.
7:45 is perfect time for.
Oh, in the morning, of course.
Yes.
At night. I'm gonna drop the camera. So I put the strap on.
That's probably a good idea, Alyssa. Alyssa is acting as our photographer today, trying to get some action shots of the boys here.
I think some of the shots are taken. Like,
So there's a little play button right here.
oh, that's it. No. Wow.
And so then what we can do after we go through them is we can like edit them and like make them brighter and kind of make the color stand out a little bit more, things like that. So just to give you an update here, Joel's still down on the ice. Stefan's trying to get him back on his feet.
Oh, I'm coming for that. Yeah.
Hillary can-
Not sure what our game plan here is. While we have this pause in the game here, feel free to send me your questions. If you have questions about hockey, send us a question. If you have my number, you can text me, you can text Dave here. We're happy to answer your questions while we're on this pause here.
Check the last one.
Is anybody up this early? That's the other question.
This one? I like YouTube.
Oh, we got 14 people.
So
Todd's on here.
Joel's
Go,
getting
Joel.
back to his feet here.
Todd said morning.
Oh, we can see the chat on here. I'm not sure who Roscoe is,
Whoever they are, they're here.
but whoever you are, yes, you're here early this morning, so we appreciate it. Todd, Alyssa wants to know if Bella's watching with you or if she's sleeping in this morning after your big adventure at the fishing show yesterday.
Oh, wait.
Boat show.
Boat show. Tell us if you bought a boat.
Why are you running?
All right.
Let's do that hockey guys.
Coach heading back to the bench here. 7:51 in the second period left. Canes are down 5 goals. Shout out to my mom. My mom's up. She's watching. Let's see who I've got on the ice here. Bennett, Nick, Logan. Defense, I've got Will, Ollie. Into our zone. Up along the boards, Will's got it. Battling on the boards here, Will's still fighting for it. Up to Logan. In the circle. Wild have it up along the boards. Up to the blue line. Shot blocked by Logan. Good job, Logan. Out of the zone, in the neutral zone. Logan's going after it with Nick. Wild gets there first, gets a stick on it, bounces over to Bennett, though. Into the zone, Bennett's got it. Bennett trying to give it to Logan, I believe, on the boards in front of our bench. Out of the zone to Will in the neutral zone. Gets by Will. Wild have it. Wild have it in the slot. Shot. Save Joel. Ref giving Joel a little pep talk there. It was a nice save by Joel. Faceoff's going to come down into our zone right here in front of us. You get a close-up view of Cole taking the faceoff. Cole, David, and Sebastian out now. Ollie Will still here on defense for us. Cole takes the faceoff, bouncing around at his feet. Out to the slot. Shot over the net. Into the corner. Sebastian has it. Sebastian to Will. Will bounces it off the boards to David. Out of our zone in the neutral zone. David picks it up again. Running right along the red line here. David dumps it deep into the Wild zone with just under 6 minutes left here in the second period. Into the corner. Back behind the Wild net. Pressure by Cole. Cole takes it. Into the corner again. Wild have it, skating it up out of their zone, over the blue line, through the neutral zone. They pass it across, enter our zone, shot, and score. It's going to make the score 6 goals, 2-0. Now they're giving us a run clock here. We lost a lot of time there with Joel down. Todd, it's cold here. It's ridiculous. We got out of the hotel this morning, and I believe it was in the 30s. 37. Alyssa, Bella's still sleeping, honey. She's not up. Into the neutral zone. Back into our zone. Nolan and Rudy are out on defense now. Rudy's fighting hard for it. Up to the blue line, not out of the zone. Picked up by Cole. Cole sends it out of the zone. In the neutral zone, the Wild pick it up. Regrouping in the middle. Into the Wild zone. Into the corner. David's going after it in the corner. David grabs it on the boards. Gives it to Nolan up on the blue line. Nolan sends it in towards the net. Knocked away by the Wild defense in the middle. Sebastian in the corner. Into the opposite corner. Wild are going to get there. Step up, Nolan. Good job, Nolan. To Cole in the middle. Cole enters the Wild zone. Stolen by the Wild. Wild enter our zone. Rudy on defense here. Shot. Knocked down by Joel. Loose. Another shot. Save Joel. Joel's going to hold on to that one for the whistle. 3:47 left in the second period. Clock continues to run. "27 degrees in Chicago. What is it in Raleigh?" I want to bet that it might be warmer in Raleigh than it is down here this morning. Park skates it out of our zone into the neutral zone. Taken away by the Wild in the middle. We send it back into the Wild zone. They send it right back out again. Bouncing around on the blue line. Now it's on the red line. Picked up by Rudy to Aiden. Aiden skates it into the zone. Knocked away from Aiden into in front of our bench. Wild pick it up. They're going to skate it out. Shot blocked by Nolan. Good job, Nolan. Picked up by Park. Damn it. Boys coming back to give Aiden a little bit of to give Joel a little bit of a pep talk here. Stefan coming back out to check on Joel again. Yeah. The clock is continuing to run. 27 degrees in Holly Springs, 27 degrees in Chicago. How about that? So not a whole lot colder up there than it is down here. We are expecting a nice, bright, sunny day here We are currently in Clearwater. We came over the bridge, so we are in Clearwater. 34 degrees in Virginia Beach. What's the weather where you're watching? Wonder what it's like in Canada right now.
You might turn in 100 today.
Yeah. Anybody above 50? Can anybody wear shorts? Somewhere I'm confident that John's wearing shorts. John Salamoni, if you are watching, if you were awake this morning, let us know if you're wearing shorts.
Alyssa's wearing shorts.
Alyssa is rocking some shorts in here because we're in Florida. So, minute 15, clock continues to run. We're going to get a face-off down here just outside of our zone, taken by Aiden. All right. In our zone, Nolan here on defense, Wild trying to put it across the middle. We don't have the funds for that. Out of our zone, into the neutral zone, taken away by the Wild. They circle back around, knocked away by somebody, trying to clear the zone. They do. Wild are going to come back into our zone. Send it across the middle, goes all the way through the crease. Nolan going after it up along the boards. Nolan's got it. Going to skate it out of our zone, through the neutral zone. Nolan's going to enter the Wild zone. 15 seconds. Can he get a shot? Sends it towards the net. Blocked by the Wild, who send it back up out of the zone. Picked up by Ethan in the middle. Ethan to Park. Park takes it back into the Wild zone at 5 seconds. Can he get a shot off? No. He's going to be kept up along the boards as time is going to expire here in the second period. The boys are going to head over to the bench. See what happens here. Because you asked, and I'm curious, I'm going to give you the weather in Canada. In Quebec this morning, any guesses?
I'm going to say 21.
12 degrees. 12 degrees in Quebec this morning, but it feels like -7. So maybe we're glad we're in the 30s in Florida here this morning. All right, starting this third period, 13 minutes. We are down 6 goals. It's going to be Bennett, Nick, Logan. Bennett, Nick, Logan. Face off center ice. Defense, Andy and Hayden. Face off picked up by the Wild. Chipped over the blue line into our zone. We send it back out again. Into the Wild zone. Nick has it. Nick wants one. Nick hasn't given up yet. Shot on goal behind the Wild zone. Nick gives it over here to Logan. Logan looking. Sends it up to Hayden. Hayden tried to send it back in deep. Bounced off the Wild. I think they might have said that crossed the blue line, so we would have sent that back in offsides. So face-off's going to come outside the blue line. We are getting a continuous run clock here. Bouncing around in the neutral zone. Wild skated into our zone. Wild are going to shoot behind the net into the opposite corner. Taken away by Andy. Andy sends it up the boards to Nick in front of our bench. Andy sends it out of, Nick sends it out of the zone through the neutral zone into the Wild zone. Logan puts it across the middle. Nick's going to get here. Nick picks it up, sends it to Hayden up on the blue line. Wild have it up along the boards, out of the zone. In the neutral zone, Bennett. Bennett in the middle. Skates it into the Wild zone. Bennett's shot doesn't get through. Into our zone. Wild have it. They're going to get a shot clear. Save Joel to the corner. Wild have it in the corner. Nick pressuring, Andy pressuring behind our net. Wild send it back through across the middle. Nobody there for the Wild. Nick grabs it. Nick's going to take it out of our zone through the middle. into the Wild zone. Lots of pressure from the Wild. Nick sends it towards the net, intercepted by the Wild. And they're going to skate it back out. In the middle, Logan picks it up, center ice. Logan's pass didn't get through to Bennett, and the Wild take it. We are changing lines. Logan going off. Who is this that came on? Ethan came on. Back down here into the Wild zone. Whoa, trip down here in front of us. Get back to your feet, David. There's going to be a penalty called here. David draws a penalty, so we're going to go up on a power play with 10.5 left here in the third. Clock continues to run, though, so we need to... they should pop the penalty up on the board once they drop the puck, since we're doing a run clock here. Nope, they stopped the clock for it. What's the state bird of where, Todd? State bird of Florida?
Mosquito.
Penguin?
Mosquito.
Mosquito. In the Wild zone, Wild have it behind their own net. Pressure from Sebastian as Wild send it across the middle and enter our zone offsides. 1:15, time ticking away on this power play. Face off just outside of our zone. Drop the puck, we're on a power play, let's go. Cole has it in the middle. Cole enters the Wild zone. Cole wants a shot. Shot, save goalie. Holds on to it for the whistle, which is probably smart because that's going to kill more time off the power play for them. Face off in the Wild zone. Going to be taken by Cole. Cole, Sebastian, David. To the boards. Out of the Wild zone. Will going after it. Will circling back around. Sends it up here to Cole in the neutral zone. Cole dumps it in over the blue line right to the Wild. Wild are going to send it right back out again. 12 seconds left in our power play. 9 in the game. Wild shoot behind the net. Send it back across the middle. Loose in the crease. Grabbed by Joel and held on to. Power play expires. We're back 5-on-5 here. I'll tell you what the boys are doing well is they've hardly taken any penalties so far these 2 games. So they're doing a good job of staying out of the box. Face off down in our zone. Taken by Aiden up to the blue line. Wild send it in towards the net, right to Aiden in the circle. Aiden sends it out of the zone. Gets by Park all the way back down into the Wild zone. Park coming back here after it right here in front of us. Sent behind the Wild net. Wild send it to the boards. Ethan's going after it. Ethan up along the boards fighting for it. Ethan's still working hard. Aiden picks it up. Aiden trying to put it out front. Park is there if he can get it to him. Back to the boards again. Wild have it. Wild are going to skate it out of their zone. Pressure from Nolan. Get a stick in there, Nolan. Good job. Whistle for offsides. .7:45 left in the third. Time's ticking away. Face off just outside of our zone, taken by Aiden. Wild in the middle. Dump it deep into our zone. Nolan's going in the corner after it. Nolan grabs it. He's going to take it behind our net. Send it to the boards to Park. Good pass off the boards to Park. Wild. Take it out of our zone. Trying to regroup. Enter our zone again. In the middle. To Rudy. Rudy in the circle. Shot by the Wild. Up into the air, got deflected, and Joel grabbed it with his glove. Now we've got a Wild player down in front of our net. They are going to let the time keep ticking for this injury timeout as well. Coach is going out to check on their player. Shots on goal, Todd? I have no idea. They're not keeping track of them this game. I would say that we don't have enough shots. How about that?
3? Maybe 3.
Maybe 3. Jake
I'd
thinks
say
it's
4.
maybe 3. Alyssa thinks 4 shots. So we're making it easy on their goalie today for sure. Face off down in our zone. Up towards the blue line, not out. We send it to the boards in front of our bench, out of the zone. Wild is there in the middle, trying to send it back in, bouncing around in their feet. They send it back in deep into the corner. Rudy's going after it. Rudy's looking. He's got some space. Rudy's got it, trying to get it over. Intercepted by the Wild, who have it in the middle. Wild shoots. Save Joel. Bounce it around to the left of Joel. Get it out of the middle, boys. Aiden's got it. Aiden's going to skate it up through the middle, out of the zone, through the neutral zone. Aiden's not done yet. Aiden wants a shot. Can't get a whole stick on it to get a shot. Wild take it behind the bench, up along the boards there, fighting for it. Park's got it. Park's trying to get it out front. It's loose in the middle. Save goalie. Picked up by the Wild. So maybe that makes 5 shots or so. Out of the zone, through the neutral zone. We got a player down here at this end of the play. It looks like Aiden's down, kind of in front of the Wild goalie here. Jason's going to come out and check on him. They're going to keep the clock running. 5 minutes left here in the third. I didn't see what happened down here. There was not a penalty called, so I'm not quite sure what happened to Aiden here. Did you see it, Alyssa? No.
I mean, I didn't see him get up. I just saw him.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
Ground beef.
Oh, Alyssa for the win. Ground beef.
Well, I saw them all like collapse on top of each other when Aiden was at like the bottom.
Oh, do you think somebody maybe landed on him? Still working on getting Aiden back to his feet here.
Why was the archaeologist so upset?
Why was the archaeologist so upset is our next riddle of the morning.
I have no idea.
Something about digging. Something about bones.
His career was in ruins.
His career was in ruins, folks. His career was in ruins. Aiden gets back to his feet here. He's going to skate back to the bench. This one's a rough one for us this morning, folks. We are going to regroup. Wait till you see what we do this afternoon. We are regrouping.
We put the wrong jersey.
We are coming back as a different team. So Alyssa's theory is we have the wrong jerseys on this morning.
We should
So
get the home team, and then we'll be winning.
this is going to change up this afternoon. I'm calling it right now. Bennett's going to take the face-off outside of our zone. Wild dumping in deep into our zone. Andy going into the corner after it. To the boards to Logan. We send it out of the zone right to the Wild in the middle. Wild are going to take it back into our zone. Pressure from Logan. 3 minutes left here in the game. Wild have it to the side of the net. They're going towards the net. Nick gets in there, knocks it away. They send it across the middle again. Come on, get it out of the zone. Picked up by Andy. Andy to the boards. Up to Bennett. Bennett up to Nick. Wild send it back in deep towards the net. Joel knocks it behind the net. 2.5 left here in the game. To Logan on the boards. Taken away by the Wild. Wild shoot up over the net into the opposite corner. Nick up along the boards in front of our bench. Out of the zone. Chips it through the neutral zone into the Wild zone. Nick coming after it. Nick wants one. Sends it across the crease. Goalie pushes it away to Logan off the boards here. Logan to Hayden on the blue line. Must have crossed over the blue line because we get a whistle there. So offsides. 2 minutes left here in the game. Face-off's going to come outside of the Wild zone. We're changing lines. Cole, Sebastian, David. Hayden, Andy still out on defense. Face-off taken by Cole, bouncing around in the neutral zone, picked up by Sebastian. Wild enter our zone. Minute 40 left. Wild want another shot. Our boys are still fighting. They haven't given up here. Our boys are still fighting for the puck and battling up along the boards. Comes in on the goalie. just to the side of the net without a touch by the goalie, so that would be icing. So, minute 20 left here in the game. Face off all the way back down in our zone. Bounced around in the circle. Wild has it, sent it towards the net to the corner. Up to the blue line, out of the zone, through the neutral zone, all the way back here into the Wild zone. Sebastian has it on the side of the net, into the circle. Wild grab it, reverse it, skate it out, pressure by Cole. Good job, Cole. Knocks that away from the Wild. Another player picks it up, though. Dump it into our zone over the blue line. We take it right back out here. 30 seconds left. Collision on the boards here. Looks like Ollie. Ollie's getting back to his feet. He's okay. In the neutral zone, Wild have it. Into our zone. Send it across the middle. Pressure by our team, keep them from getting a shot. 15 seconds left. We take it out. In the neutral zone, Wild clears the zone, trying to dump it back in. Pinned up along the boards here, 8 seconds. Bounces out to the middle. Wild take one more shot and score as time expires here in the third period. So final score of this rough one, 7 for the Wild, Houston Wild, 0 for your Junior Canes. So rough one. But like I said, we're going to regroup for this afternoon's game as the players line up to shake hands. We will be playing at 4:20 this afternoon. Yes, 4:20 this afternoon against the St. Clair Shores Saints. St. Clair Shores Saints.
Dang, River Dead say 7:10.
7:10 a.m.